1987 edition of the Budweiser at the Glen Winston Cup race is over. It was a great race, and it was won by Rusty Wallace. And let's go to Dick Berggren.
And it's a very happy, emotional Rusty Wallace down here in Victory Lane. Did you know just how close you really were to running out of fuel at the end?
I tell you what, I knew it was close when I asked the crew how many laps we got left to go. I mean, how long we could go on fuel, and they wouldn't tell me.
What did you think then about staying out, and when they told you to keep standing on the gas? Did you think you should have been conservative?
Well, I kept asking them, I said, guys, you want me to slow down because we had such a big lead? And Barry says, heck no, run hard. We got to let's get a big lead. If we got a pit, we got enough time, we can still get them. We come down pit road, hit the gas. She ran out of gas, and I was trying to leave pit road and finally lit back up. And, boy, when I come out and I didn't see anybody behind me yet, I knew I was lucky, I'll tell you.
What were you thinking, though, when you saw that red light come on and you knew you had to come in and you knew you were this close to victory?
Oh, no. This thing's supposed to work, you know, if you're out of fuel, but I didn't want to. Hey, buddy. I'll give you a kiss.
That's Raymond Beadle, his car owner. Go ahead.
I tell you, that's wonderful. Raymond's never seen us win, and I'm real proud to have him here and watch what happened. This Kodiak Pontiac performed just perfect. You know, Barry Dotson, Jimmy Makehart, and Harold Elliott, they did an outstanding job, and they're to be commended. I love them for it, I'll tell you.
It is a team sport, is it not?
Oh, man, these guys, they got it. They're number one in my book.
How important was the testing that you did in preparation for this car? You did seem to be so superior all day long for the race.
Everything was very important when it came to testing. Terry Labonte tested, we tested, and I think it showed in qualifying. Terry and I were on the front row. And he played a game with me all week long in practice. You know, he'd run with me a little bit, then he wouldn't run, and we'd have these fictitious times and stuff going, but it didn't bother me. You know, we knew we had it, and if we could hold on and not have a problem. I just can't say enough about my crew, though. Those guys did it. They really did. I just aim it.
Well, there's one other statistic we just had revealed, and that is that 2 out of your 3 Winston Cup wins have come on ESPN.
I must be lucky, I tell you. Maybe I'll start carrying the camera for you and maybe get another one.
Well, we've got a broadcast next week at Bristol. How do you expect to run there?
Won Bristol last time. Maybe I can do it again. Let's see.
Let's make it Michigan. Michigan's next week. Bristol's the week after. Rusty Wallace in Victory Lane. Very, very happy.
Well, thank you very much. I'd like to say hi to my kids, Patty, Greg, and Katie, and everybody back home. See you back there later.
It'll be a happy reunion. You can be assured of that.
Rusty Wallace wins the Budweiser at the Glen in an exciting finish, stopping on the last lap for fuel, but having enough lead build up that he maintained it and won by 11 seconds over Terry Labonte. And Rusty averaged just a little bit over 90.5 miles an hour in this 2-hour and 24-minute race. Labonte was second. Finishing in third position was Dave Marcus. Back with more right after this from Watkins Glen.
To be when we sit on the pole at Michigan, and now we won a race, so hopefully we'll win several more for the year's over.
What were your emotions at the very tail end? You obviously knew that it was going to be very, very close. How are you feeling? You don't get these kinds of things happening in drag racing.
No, not really, but I mean, it's a typical deal, and you know, once you get down the last 2 or 3 laps, we've been so close this year, you just wonder, well, what can go wrong and what will happen. Then when they said, you know, with the lights come on in the back, we were scrambling, but luckily, you know, Rusty had built up enough of a lead that we were able to come in and get gas and still win.
That caution flag toward the end of the race for the big crash when Rusty was able to come in and get his fuel and 4 tires, how important was that in building for the victory?
It was really important. If it had just lasted a little bit longer, though, you know, we were hoping it'd last a little bit longer, then we'd get to come in and go all the way green.
Well, that's Raymond Beadle. He owns the car that just won here this afternoon. Bob Jenkins, to you.
All right, thank you, Dick. And our Winner's Circle interview has been brought to you by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. No matter how far you go, Goodyear takes you home. And we'll be back to wrap it up and express to you our final thoughts on this exciting weekend here at Watkins Glen right after this.
ESPN's World Tour slogan to win a trip to the Australian Grand Prix is Formula One Finale. Write that slogan on a card with your name and address and mail to World Tour Sweepstakes, P.O. Box 911, Ridgely, Maryland, 21683.
Our race summary. Rusty Wallace led 73 of the 90 laps. His margin of victory was 11 seconds. There were 5 caution periods, a total of 15 laps, 6 lead changes among 4 cars and drivers. And, of course, Rusty made a last lap pit stop and still maintained the lead. Well, as far as our August auto racing schedule is concerned, it is a busy one. This Thursday, August the 13th at 10 o'clock, we'll have live USAC Jolly Rancher midget racing from Santa Fe Speedway in Hinsdale, Illinois. This coming Sunday, the 16th at 8:20 Eastern Time, live, the Formula One race from Austria. Then later that same afternoon at noon, the NASCAR Champion 400 from Michigan International Raceway. Then on Thursday, August the 20th at 10 o'clock live, the midgets at the Speedrome in Indianapolis. And it's not over yet. We've still got more during the month of August. NASCAR Busch 500 qualifying on Friday the 25th at 7:30 Eastern Time. The Grand National race from Bristol live at 8:30 that same evening. And then on Saturday night at 7:30, the 22nd of August, we will have the Busch 500 Winston Cup race. We're not done yet, as the midgets will return to the Indianapolis Speedrome on Thursday the 27th at 10 o'clock. And Elkhart Lake, our IndyCar race coverage begins on August 30th at 1:30 Eastern Daylight Time on a Sunday afternoon. And again, we remind you that this coming Sunday we'll be at Michigan International Speedway, the 2-mile high bank tri-oval, for another Winston Cup race. The top 10 finishers here at Watkins Glen: Terry Labonte finished second behind Rusty Wallace, Dave Marcus third, Ricky Rudd was fourth, and Benny Parsons was fifth. Finishing 6 through 10, Alan Kowicki, Bill Parsons, Dale Earnhardt, Bobby Allison, and Tim Richmond.
Bob, as I look at the top 10, the question I have in my mind is I wonder how much Rusty Wallace is in the midst of asserting himself. It's been 60 races since Benny Parsons won, 50 since Harry Gant, 40 since Morgan Shepherd carried the checker, 36 races since Jeff Bodine won, and 29 races since Bobby Hillin Jr. won. For Rusty Wallace, it was just 22 races ago.
The Budweiser at the Glen Winston Cup race has been brought to you by the Quaker State Motor Oil Company. New Quaker State with QSX keeps your engine cleaner to last longer. By Coast Soap, 2 invigorating scents. Coast, feel alive with Coast. By Duro Quick Gel Super Glue, works better than ordinary instant adhesives. And by Kodacolor VRG Film, unsurpassed color and print film. Kodacolor VRG Film, the color of life. We thank Benny Parsons for carrying our in-car camera, which was provided by the Hardy System. Once again, the winner of the Budweiser at the Glen 1987 Winston Cup race was Rusty Wallace. For Dick Bergeron and Jerry Punch, who worked the pit area, and for Larry Newber with his help in the booth, this is Bob Jenkins. We'll see you next Sunday or Thursday. So long, everyone.